All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another stream. I was inspired. A few streams ago, I played the Rebirths campaign as the survivor using this mod called the Unshackled Co-op. It basically lets you play as any character. And one of those characters is the pup, a slug pup. So I could like play as anyone here. The special thing about this mod, aside from like regular jelly co-op, is that it lets you play co-op in other campaigns, which is what I did in that stream. But also, this character is included, and let's just get into it so I can show this a little bit better. Jelly co-op already gives you the option to play as a slug pup, but that's just a visual change. This is actually a slug pup with like stats change to account for it. So they are much slower than even the survivor. Like, they don't jump very high. They don't slide very far. Like, look at this slide bounce. Like, that's almost the distance of a regular slide. So, you know, doing this campaign, well, even the survivors campaign, I guess that's my first goal for this stream. I just want to just beat the survivors campaign. Just go to Pebbles and then go down to the depths. Yeah, hello. Welcome to the stream. Like, even this jump is almost difficult. Now, I don't know how closely I'll be able to follow the speedrun route. That's a big question, because it is a little bit dependent on the cycle time. Because it can be a little bit close to get from the next shelter that I'm going to be staying at all the way up to Pebbles in a single cycle. That's basically what I'm trying to do. And, you know, as it's already kind of difficult as Survivor, but as this Slugpup, it's going to be even more so. Like, I can't even make that jump. Well, I can do it with a throw boost easily. Something else that I've learned. Whiplashes are very good, unless you fall. Unlike most of the Slugpup movement, Whiplash is really good for some reason. And it's like now suddenly like actually useful. Also, the Slugpup can only carry one item at a time, so I had to drop the spear in order to pick up that fruit. Hopefully this lizard isn't too determined to try to get me. So I don't think I'll have any chance of getting this fruit up there. This is pretty much the last place I can get food easily. That's close to the shelter, so I need to grab this guy really quick. Now, the Slugpup is actually still really good at throwing, so, you know, any amount of combat or like throw boosting and stuff, I think it like still works just as fine. There's a bit of a lack of bat flies and a lack of movement speed on my part. So this is just regular Survivors campaign. Yeah, there we go. I just want to start simple, you know. I'm still getting used to how this character controls, because it is very different than even Survivor, so a lot to get used to. I tried to do like a pipe boost there and it didn't work at all. I don't think I should have eaten that. Thinking about it a little bit more, I think I'm just going to Karma Cash right here. You can still wall pounds. Although it's still like not very effective. Okay. So we Karma Cash for a little bit. That does lose the Karma Flower. That's why that was kind of a mistake. So the challenge is saying, can I make it from here all the way up to Pebbles in a single cycle? Well, that's what you do in the speedrun. Because you want to be able to exit out of the game so that you will return to the shelter so that you don't have to backtrack. but you will maintain your karma level, so you can just go down to the depths. You didn't do speedrun. So the title has speedrunning in quotation marks because I don't know how much I'll actually be able to speedrun. But I didn't want to just kind of play with no goal, you know. So I'm going to try to beat the game. Right. And I'll try to do it as fast as possible, but if I get distracted along the way, then it's not a big deal, you know. I'm not going to restart if I die. I'm not going to try to, like, go for crazy time saves. I'm just going to try to beat the game, you know. Can I do this with the regular pounce? No, I don't even think the pounce is fast enough to trigger a wall pounce. That's funny. Something kind of sad is that the fastball climb is not very effective. Okay, extended slides are still pretty good. Also, another thing I noticed is that their roll is very fast. I feel like the fast roll is still just as fast as it is for Survivor. At least, you know, it's comparable to that. So I'm definitely going to be rolling as much as possible. Can I... This might be not possible. Okay, I don't think it is. So I'm trying to do wall pounces here. And you need a certain amount of speed in order to do a wall pounce. And I feel like characters just like so slow that they aren't even able to trigger wall pounces from another wall pounce. It's called chaining. Because as Survivor, well actually as any character except for maybe Rivulet, you can chain wall pounces back and forth in that room. And it's like probably the fastest way to climb it. I'll do an extended slide here. That's still like even slower than normal. So I got a spear here. Can I even... Okay, I can do that. There is a lizard up there. Can you do it as Gourmand? Yeah. You absolutely can. It's actually stamina efficient too. So it's actually like even faster to do that as Gourmand. Because they climb poles very slowly and they can't fast pole climb. I only think that Rivulet can't do it because their wall pounce is so fast that you don't have enough time to do to do another jump because there's actually a cooldown between each jump. And you get to the other wall so fast that the cooldown is still there when you try to do the next jump. So you need a bit more space to do wall pounces as Rivulet. Actually, it'd probably just be faster to go the other way. Unless I get stuck. Okay, I guess I can't turn around. So I'm wondering, can I even... Yeah, I can just climb up here. Not a problem. Do I have... Okay, I rebound my map button for the Rivulet stream, where I play as 4 Rivulets. I changed the map buttons for all of them, and I still haven't changed it back. So I'm not used to it. He is so small, he's going to die. Yeah, probably. You know what? I can fight this guy. Unless they just ignore me. This character might have something going on, kind of similar to Monk, where creatures are less likely to attack you for some reason. I've noticed that. Some creatures could just kind of ignore you. Or maybe that's just Survivor. And I'm used to playing Cloakets where everyone hates you. Wow, that almost didn't make it. So there's a new best one spear run. Is that actually a run that people are doing? I thought it was kind of a hypothetical run that might be possible, but no one has done it yet. But like, they're actually running that. Also, there's a possibility that the Speedmaster time can be improved significantly by changing the language to Chinese or Japanese. Which makes sense, because that's like a pretty common thing in other speedruns, to change the language to make the text scroll faster. Or just that it's like there's less like lines of dialogue. And in Speedmaster's run, you spend a lot of time talking to Moon. Like several minutes of just waiting. And so changing the language might save like actually like 2 minutes. Maybe that's an exaggeration. It might save a good amount of time. So that's like some free time saved for that category. Even though the category is still like... Uh-oh. Am I finding my jumping ability? Not enough. Hold up, I might be able to do something here. Actually, I think that would have made it if I Sphere Master 3% world record. So faster than... Oh, well, there it is. Huh. Okay, I just keep throwing rocks up there. I missed the second time. Okay, well, there's a rock over there. Sorry, I'm focusing a little bit on what's going on in the game right now. So, once I get to the gates, I will look at chat again. I guess I have some time on climbing up this pole. There we go. Honestly, that's fine. I need to go to like another room to look for a rock, and I've already lost so much time. The main concern right now... Oh, I need to karma catch more. The main concern is I'm not making it to the wall before it rains, which might not even be possible as this character. It probably is, because usually you can make it to like the top of the wall before it starts raining as Survivor. And not even on like the longest possible cycle. Also, the Spearmaster world record is still unoptimal. I think that run might even have a death in it. Oh shoot, I'm still starving. Why did I get tired there? There's a lot of optimizations to be made in the Spearmaster run and the Artificer run and the Gourmand run. Just not many people have run those categories, and Spearmaster and Artificer are very creature heavy. Make them a lot of RNG. So not many people actually want to run those categories. But I'm definitely sure they could be improved if someone went for it. Wow, that actually worked. Wait, so you're saying that the challenge run where you try to use only one spear is actually like comparable to the world record run? I don't really see how that's possible, because the main way that you get food is from popcorn plants, which you do like several times throughout the run. Unless that you just use it like a completely different route. I guess I'm just not really familiar. But also, that suggests that the actual world record, with no limitations at all, could be improved significantly too. So it wouldn't have that. Have I tried a full run yet of the Slugpup? Because that's what this is. I know that it says speedrun, but I just kind of wanted to have a goal to see if I can beat the game. And a speedrun. Oh. So this isn't really a speedrun where I like try to get the best time possible, but I am trying to beat the game without like wasting any time by going to other regions or whatever. Because if I'm gonna play a new character, which this basically is a new character, they just have really bad movement. You know, I want to have some sort of goal. And just saying that I'm doing a speedrun, kind of makes that goal obvious. And we will see. Maybe I will run into situations where the platforming is very difficult and I will have to slow down a lot. And I don't even know if this is possible, what I'm trying to do right now, but we'll see. At least take a... Okay, that might actually be true. Maybe I should take extra shelters. But I got plenty of time. I'd like this guy to come over here. Okay, I guess this guy just doesn't really care. Oh, there might be a white lizard over here. Okay, I don't see any. I don't have a spear. I think I actually might need a spear to do this jump. Oh, there's one. Okay, there's two of them. I hope I can leave this room quickly. Goodness. If monk crouches, they're invisible to green lizards. That makes sense though. Green lizards don't really care about slug cats too much unless you anger them. And monk is very stealthy. So okay, that I messed this up again. At least I don't take extra fall damage like Lancer. It's not reasonably possible. Maybe I'll take the chimney. Oops, that's not where you do it. I don't know why I did that. I finally made it. So looking... I mean, there's a lot of time left and I'm in chimney. So I only really need to make it through chimney and then a few rooms into the wall. With like 8 or 9 minutes left. Yeah, I'm using all the movement tech that I know. I kind of still want to I kind of still want to go for this in one cycle. Okay, if you're holding up, you can't jump off of a pole. You just grab onto it instantly. It's kind of like the opposite of Rivulet. You're so slow that you struggle to jump off of the pole. And Rivulet is so fast they struggle to stay on the pole. Okay, it's nice to see that that lizard is already injured. I'd rather they not be in the way. Why is the theme when you enter chimneys so ominous? I don't really see it as ominous. I don't know if that was necessary to throw the spear there. Oh, I might have needed it here, actually. Yeah, if I save the spear for that. Well, I'll check if I can make this jump normally. Oh, absolutely. That's a time loss. You want to see this as a speedrun. Oh, I probably can't even make that jump. Oh, because of the vultures? I guess that's an explanation. The poor first-time player entering chimney canopy. I guess, yeah, there's just a warning for all the lizards you're gonna encounter. All the lizards, all the vultures. I'm not real. Okay, I probably should have kept that rock. This lizard's gonna want to get me from here. Ooh, that might not be reasonable. You can very slowly make progress while jumping there. Okay, I don't even know what happened. I like tried to do a charge pounce and I just did a regular jump. Okay. Carton Rakash. I mean, actually, let's take the sensible approach and just take a shelter in chimney. Instead of trying to do this all in one run, because I'll just keep restarting from outskirts. Everyone's favorite lizard. I can't really speak for my experience the first time I played this game, because it was I was already spoiled a lot. I kind of knew that like the exterior was a kind of rough region, like going up the leg and underhang to get to pebbles. And unfortunate developments, I knew what that was, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay away from that region if it's so bad, you know. Same with drainage system. I was like, oh, people saying drainage system is really rough, so I'm just gonna stay away from it, you know. And then by the time I actually went and explored those regions, I had improved enough at the game where they weren't that bad. I'll fight this guy. Got Austin Shoreline. Shoreline is a huge maze, and I don't know why it took me a long time to realize that. Shoreline is so simple. Like, oh, just go to the right, and you'll meet Moon, and then like go up from there, and you'll get the shaded. But it's actually such a like maze, like, cause there's that one room with like 4 exits, you know. And because of Saint Speedrun, actually, I think the Saint Speedrun taught me kind of which path is which. So I know which way to go if I want to get to Moon, or which way to go if I want to get to shaded, but that takes actually a long time to learn. You know what? I'm gonna eat here. Can you just wait? Can you just do that? Okay, if you jump a second time, then you jump off. But the first jump doesn't work. I will say that from my downpour experience, past garbage wastes as Spearmaster was probably the worst experience I had with the DLC. Like how much faster they roll compared to like every other movement. So just maximize how much I can roll. Rubicon was really not great. Just because I kind of got lost. Why does everyone hate past garbage? It is, well, first of all, when I was playing, when I went there as Spearmaster, I had the pearl. So I was carrying a pearl and I could not hold many other items, you know? So only like one spear at a time. And so makes it very difficult to deal with like the 20 sand lizards in that region. I say that's the main difficulty. A lot of weird terrain that makes it hard to move around. And acid can be a little bit punishing in some of the like platforming sections. Just like the rooms that are like really long, the long horizontal rooms with like water, they're just hard to move through quickly, and sand lizards and vultures like completely outmaneuver you in those rooms. I still think that like present garbage is also bad as the hunter. Like Spearmaster, Artificer, well, I guess they have the past, so pretty much only hunter actually. And actually Saint too. I don't think they're great. Just because it kind of has the same problem where you have limited mobility and there's a lot of very mobile creatures that want to get you. There's no spirit in this room. Oh, I already have enough food. Right, because I didn't, actually, I don't know why I don't have food. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I think I just kind of had a bad experience with Rubicon. If I had just, like, decided to go up instead of down. Like, because there's one room that looks a lot like, I don't need to get that. There's one room that looks like memory crypts. And I was like, oh, I don't want to go to memory crypts. That sounds awful. That was the right way. I want to set the popcorn plant. So if I decided to go to memory crypts, I would have made it to the end fairly quickly. But instead, I spent like another hour wandering around, going in the wrong direction. So that was my experience. Poor lizard. And also, when I got there, my expectation was that I'd be close to the end, right? Like, oh, I would have been in the depths, so like this is where the game is supposed to end. And then it just kept going for another like 2 or 3 hours, you know? So I was like, when is this going to be over, you know? So this time I have a spear. Hated everything rot related. My experience with the rot was interesting too, because I was also spoiled on that region. So I kind of knew where the refraction cell was roughly. I didn't go to the like unfortunate development area at all. The speedrunning survivor as the... So this is not just the Jolly Co-op pup mode. That is just a visual change. This is the pup from the Unshackled Co-op mod. And this is the pup that you play in like Artificer's Dreams. Oops, I could have made that. They have much weaker mobility. As you see, that charge bounce right there was actually kind of a close jump. And these wall jumps are very slow, so that's the main difficulty. This character is just a lot slower than even Survivor. I might have to go this way. Yeah, I feel like that's like the main thing with those like really big maze-like regions. You either pick the right path and you have a pretty good experience with it because you just make it to the end really fast, or you go the wrong way and you spend like an hour getting lost, and it's like, okay, this isn't like fun anymore, you know? I've just spent way too much time here not knowing where to go. So far, this isn't really that bad. I think that some of the jumps in these next few rooms might be a bit rough. And the wall, like, I don't know about the wall, but with enough spears, it should be possible, right? What is the most forgettable area? That's a really funny question because the real answer cannot be spoken because everyone would have forgotten it. Maybe like Pipeyard. I'm just gonna throw a boost on every single one of these jumps. You know what? I'm not afraid. So this character does do less spear damage because that didn't demask them. Unless I just got unlucky with that damage. Okay, I didn't pick up the spear. I guess it was still on cooldown even though it hit the mask. That's fine. I think that it's probably Pipeyard for most players because it's a really... Okay, monk spear stats, that makes sense. Pipeyard is kind of out of the way, like you can't really find it easily. But I think for a lot of people, Pipeyard is kind of exciting because it's like a new like default region, you know. Downpour added a lot of regions that are unique to a single character. I mean, like Summer Superstructure is technically there, but it's really hard to access as any character other than Revisit and Saints, so it doesn't really count. I need a spear. I should just go in here instead. Like, everyone knows that Pipeyard exists because it's like that new region that every character can access equally, right? But if you don't already know that, then it's kind of a place that you like very rarely actually want to visit. And it's out of the way, so you just might not find it, you know, if you're just wandering around exploring. It could be a bitter area because you only stay there for like a few minutes. In like one campaign, right? Wait, There's a pipe right there. I could have just done that. Often other regions have strong personality and they're hard to forget. Downport certainly has Pipeyard. Yeah, that's one way to say it. It's also like doesn't really have a strong identity on its own. It just kind of looks like the regions that it connects to, right? Like it looks like industrial plus shoreline plus subterranean slash filtration system, right? And then there's like one room that connects to the Sky Islands too, right? But I guess the most memorable part about it is that it connects to 4 regions that are so far apart usually. Hopefully the scavengers don't hate me. Good one. On Switch, you can just passage wherever you want. Actually, I think I might have heard that before. That as like Rivulet, you could just passage straight to the rock from the very beginning. Someone suggested it as like a speedrun strat. I think I would like Pipeyard more if it had more rooms that are similar to industrial. But in the lower parts of the region, I think it just kind of falls apart because the rooms that are like filtration rooms, you know, the rooms that are filled with tunnels, you know, that do you mind? I don't have any weapons. But there's like a bunch of rooms like that that look very similar and are kind of annoying to navigate. And then the connection to shoreline is kind of awful. It's just like a bunch of underwater tunnels that is like, it goes on forever. Which kind of makes sense why that needs to be there, or else it'd be too easy to get to shoreline. So that's like not a very long distance. So they needed to add some distance there to make it not too overpowered as an easy way to get to shoreline. Okay, they noticed me. That was a mistake. Some of the rooms in that like the upper area of Pipeyard I think are pretty interesting, but there's just not many of those rooms. It becomes real dark really fast if you start going down. Okay, so the throw boosts that I did last time were actually really helpful. Yeah, I mean, like, even though industrial is like pretty generic, there's nothing really special about it. It's like, that's kind of what's nice about it, you know? Want a small tip? Sure. At this character? I guess, but actually the best way to move is a whiplash. It's incredible how much better it is than everything else, but it's just a little bit harder to execute. It would have been fine if I just did a throw boost, but I just kind of got too confident. It kind of seems like roll pounces and regular pounces are still very similar. As in, they're both not very effective at all. But it's important to make that distinction because as Survivor, the roll pounce is a lot better. Nice one. Inv is easier than Hunter. I disagree. I've seen several streams of people playing Inv where they didn't even make it out of shaded. So, you know, Hunter is not that bad. Maybe they're including like the time limit, you know, only 20 or 25 cycles to make it to the end. And maybe if you also include giving the neuron to Moon, that's like an important thing to do in their campaign. But still, it's like not really that bad. Inv Cycle 1 is harder than the entirety of Hunter. Yeah, if you like plan out a Hunter campaign, it's not that bad if you just know where you're going. And even like those 20 cycles, like you can move pretty slowly and still make it. I'd love to spear this lizard, but I don't even know if I can make it up there. Or if I would throw boost myself off. Okay, it worked. Okay, that was weird. Like, I still climbed up. But I didn't think I'd be able to from that low. Maybe it's like the same climb up as Survivors, so even though I'm shorter, I can still make it from that distance, even if it doesn't look like I can. Okay, there's a vulture up there. I think that if you've played a lot of Rain World, playing as this Slugpup is kind of a simulation for what it's like to play Survivor for the first time. Not exactly, of course, you still have a lot of game knowledge, but at least when it comes to movement, you still have to kind of relearn everything. Be really careful about your platforming. So basically, as Hunter, if you die enough, you have to restart the entire run because you end up wasting cycles on recovering your karma instead of making progress. Whereas for Inv, you can just sort of keep going. I mean, I feel like karma would still be kind of annoying to deal with as that character because you need a lot of food. Unless I don't know something about the way karma gates work as that character. Oh, good spot, White Lizard. Alright, music playing and everything. You would think that you wouldn't make it doing a whiplash because all of their other movement is so bad, but and then you do make it. This looks not good. Well, actually, yeah. Okay, so I feel like you would need a whiplash there to make it, or like an EI hop. I need to remember to roll more. Whiplash skips. Oh, hello there. But that's not really my goal here, playing this character. You may find it more interesting to try to play with limitations, like not using that kind of movement tech. With puzzle 3. Oh wow, that's a lot of messages I totally missed. Yeah, there's like areas in the game where rain doesn't affect you, so like if you just ignore those, then it's the maximum cycle length times like 25. Actually, even more, because you can. It's not a like hard limit on the number of cycles you can take, right? Once you hit the max number of cycles, it just means that the next time you die, you won't respawn, right? So if you just keep surviving after that point, then you can just keep going forever, technically. But realistically, there's a point where you become so weak that you can't even like catch batflies. I'm sure that some players are a lot better than it than I am, so I don't know what you can do realistically. So the wall is where some more challenges regarding this character's lack of jump height. Food requirements gets increased in the negative cycles. I think that the amount of food that you need to no longer have the effects of like starvation. Because like in negative cycles, if you are at like max food, you will still actually I don't really know how it works, but I know that if you get max food, then you no longer are weak. But I think there might be a point where you're no longer able to do that, and you're just gonna weak regardless of how much food you have. This is where lizards were thought to be a problem. Sometimes I am not very good at speaking. Just taking the other pipe would have been easier. You know, I just realized I need to make it up to pebbles. And the last room at the wall is quite a high jump that you have to make. Usually the strategy is to, you know, spear the ground and spear the wall, but that might actually not be possible. So, you know, we'll see. There's also a skip that you can do here where you just use spears to climb this wall, but I don't think I'll be able to do that at all. I'm gonna let them all fall down here. Oh, they're not interested? Whoops, I just was not paying attention. And they will be able to climb back up. Perhaps mouth spear? Probably. I don't see why not. But I'm not going to risk it. And the slide is kind of hard to pull off. I don't know if the like timing for the slide is different as a Slugpup, but it feels harder. Okay, so now it's more dangerous if I fall down because there's another orange lizard. This guy just gonna sit here? Okay, I need to deal with this guy. Okay, didn't want to spear the wall there, but it happened anyway. Yeah, if you all want to fall down here, I wouldn't mind. There goes my spear. I'm a big fan of orange lizard noises. What are you trying to do here? They're like trying to climb up the wall. Okay, no one over here yet. I missed that spear. So now I just do this. This one's injured though. I got lucky there, honestly. And now the question is, can I make this jump up here? Because I don't know if there's enough space on this platform to do a whiplash. Oh, there is. Okay, now it's about making it up here. And up here. I might just need to bring every single spear up to this area. That might be possible. Or not. Might know what I'm trying to do here. Doesn't really seem like it's working. I'm just not getting enough speed. Might need 2 spears for this. I don't think I'll be able to do a whiplash here. Whoa, hold up, that almost just made it. Also, there's a frame perfect tech that lets you do a whiplash on frame 1. So if I could pull that off, I would. But I can't. Yeah, you just make that. This might be a problem. making it up here, but this is the last thing I need to make it up to before the end of the cycle. Ooh, and then up there too. Thank you. Is this the puzzle, or is it the previous jump? If I actually kept that spear, this would have been... But actually, you wouldn't be able to make it up here without this first spear throw. Okay, well now I have a question. Can I just make it up here now that the spear's in the ceiling? I can. So I could technically throw boost now. If this white lizard is a problem, then I'm going to be unhappy. Oh, good one. So they stole my rock. If I could somehow get turn storage up here, I might be able to make this with a backflip. Okay, this light is just kind of making this unpleasant. That doesn't help at all. About a minute left in this cycle. And I think it's over now. Okay, I was holding up, but it just didn't want me to. I think I would have been able to do that if the lizard wasn't there. So we do that again. But I think that's the best way to do it, to up spear the ceiling so that you can climb that with another item in your hand and then use a rock to throw a boost across. Funny not be able to even make that simple jump. Can you store things in your stomach? Oh, well, that solves the problem. You can't hold 2 items at once. I don't know why I didn't think of that. That actually just makes it really easy. You always have a free thing to throw boost with. Is this the only time having a rock in your stomach is actually useful? Boinky? What is up with this community? You can now add something to your list of restrictions. Am I solving these puzzles too easily? I'll just go over here. I mean, I think that some restrictions make sense because there's some sort of like frame perfect tech that you can do to get past like most movement challenges, whether it be like wall pounces or like crawl turn vaults. I want to get in here so I can tunnel cheese. Or I guess if there just aren't any orange lizards in here, that makes it easier for me. Oh, you are a lot of fun. Oh, there's just another speeder right here. I don't see a white lizard. So turn storage on this. Oh, I might have messed that up. It feels like you'd just be able to make it, like, do jump right here, right? But I think the terrain is just kind of weird. It's like, has a slope. I don't know if it would be possible to... That might be possible with a pole hop, because you can jump slightly higher up than normal. But also, you risk just falling down all the way if you mess it up. So I'm kind of trying to be careful here. Maybe I should just try the throw boost. But then actually, you might not even be able to make it up the next pole. Okay, it's not a problem. This is not the end of it, though. There's still a lot more that could be a problem. I don't see any white lizards here. I guess they're all waiting for me later. Yeah, they're probably all waiting for me. Unless it's the end of the cycle. No, not even close. I think that there's all these spears here for me. Could you hold up? Yeah, I don't actually think that did anything. Does Whiplash trajectory depend on stats at all? I mean, you think it would, but considering how strong this character's Whiplash is, it would make sense if it had some sort of, like, consistency to it. I don't know how Whiplashes are as rivulets. If you want to check that, you would definitely tell, like, if it's weighted further. But I, like, never do Whiplashes as rivulet, probably because they're underwhelming. Sorry, cat stepped on keyboard. It'd be easier from the other pole. Didn't want to stick that in the wall. That's fine. Still no white lizards. I don't know where they all are. If they're all in, like, this next room, that would be unfortunate. But you would think that, you know, since the Whiplash is so good, if the Whiplash is good because this character is lighter, you'd think that would still apply to the other movement too, right? Like, a slide pounce isn't very good. A regular charge pounce isn't very good, but their Whiplash is very good. Like, why would that only apply to the Whiplash? Hello. Welcome to the stream. Turn storage jumps are skipping so much. I'm not skipping anything. I'm using a movement tech that's part of the game. I might be skipping stuff according to your rule set, but part of the challenge, or part of the fun of this challenge for me, is being able to make use of this movement that usually isn't useful at all. Like, when is a turn storage backflip on a pole actually useful? Well, it's useful for this character. That was really jank. The hardest part of this challenge might be, like, the next room. So, we'll still have to see what happens there. I didn't take a shelter before this. But I do have infinite time, and there... Well, actually, there is a silent lizard up here, so that might be a problem. And, like, a spider. To use a certain tool, squid Kata? Could you fly with the squid Kata? Oh, someone else asked that question. Okay, I have to, do the spear here. Up to the spear in the next room, or multiple. Even this jump. If I could get a spear into the wall right here above me, then I might be able to, because I think what I could do is with the rock, I can whiplash and then throw upwards to give myself extra height to grab onto the pole. Hold up. I might try to do something kind of jank here. Whoops. If I can do the whiplash in the first place. That sucks. I need to find another spear. Unless this just works. I want to throw upwards. GG. There's no way this works, right? Oh wow, that was very close. It's actually electric spears. I can see how that helped, because you can take them out of walls, right? So you could just infinitely climb walls by spearing them repeatedly. Oh wow, that seems possible. Oh, I threw it into the tunnel up there. Is there a rock in here? No. I think there was another rock somewhere in this room, right? Maybe in this. Oh, there's the spear in here. Okay, well, I don't actually know if that helps at all. Oh, wait, it does help. I missed. I wanted to spear the ceiling next to the tunnel so that I could grab onto it and then jump up into the tunnel. Oh, a mushroom too. Yeah, a mushroom would be really useful in a lot of areas. Is there another rock up here? Oh. Okay, don't throw this one up there. I threw that one up there. Okay, we go back down and die to a lizard. I don't know if I want to find a spear or a rock, because I think what I was doing with the rock would be possible, but it's also like kind of easy to lose the rock. Okay, got one. No lizard yet. I know there's a way to climb these, like, den walls, but I never learned how to do it. Kinda did it there. Okay. You held the refraction cells with Slugpup? I don't see why not. Oh yeah, I have a rock in my stomach too. I forgot about that. I already have one. Okay, back to trying this again. I don't even know if this works. Might be here for a while. Alright, that rock is gone. I'm just throwing a bunch of rocks up into that tunnel. I need to throw them earlier if I want to avoid that. Whoops, didn't want to do that. Whiplash is implemented very differently than the other moves. Yeah, so Whiplash has this funny property where it pushes you in one direction and you can't like stop moving in that direction until you like land. So as like Saint, for example, you can do Whiplash and then grapple along the ceiling so you don't touch the ground, and you will continue to be pushed in that direction and you can't stop. This movement is so weird that I accidentally do extended slides. I guess when I do extended slides, I sometimes accidentally whiplash, so... I think that I might not be lined up properly to do the wall pounce. Like, maybe I have to do the whiplash from, like, here instead. Well, okay, that's gone too. I think I'll find a spear and then swallow the rock. You know, I couldn't get a single wall pounce doing that. It's hard to say that whiplash is ever really useful. Actually, one thing Whiplash is good at is picking up items. Because when you do... Oh, there's the spider. When you do Whiplash, you pick up the item. You just, like, pick up items when you do the Whiplash. So if there's an item over there, and you want to pick it up, but you don't want to go in that direction, you can do Whiplash to turn around instantly. And still pick it up. Which is, like, a really niche way to use it, but... I do it sometimes. Okay, I have enough food. I'm just gonna shelter here. To respawn like all the items on the floor. There's also some jank that you can do with like a whiplash into a wall pounce. That might be, I mean, that's kind of what I'm trying to do right now. Yeah, you can like throw up and down during whiplash, so you can like whiplash and then down spear a lizard. But like all of those uses are pretty situational. Okay, some lizards in this room. Maybe I'll just let them pass. They keep going. They might just come straight back into this room. Yep, there they are. I know that I can do whiplash into a wall pounce. I did it like a few times, right? I know it's possible. At least the spear is still here. So what I was trying to do is... What does this look like exactly? That might not be in the right position. Okay, doing this again. Oh, I just grabbed onto it normally. Okay, there we go. That would have been way easier if I just hit that spear pin from the beginning. They're doing a Gourmand speedrun. Any tips? The most important tip is to understand how stamina works. Which is, complicated. There's a mod that lets you see how much stamina Gourmand has. I'd actually recommend using that for practice runs. It's actually definitely not allowed for actual speedruns, so don't have it enabled if you're doing real attempts, but having a good sense of how stamina works can help you like make the most of it. But basically, the most important thing you need to know is that jumps lose the most stamina, and rolls are very stamina efficient, so the best way to move around in most cases is just to roll as much as possible. And even like simple jumps, like, okay, look over here, for example. This ledge is like 1 block high, and you can just like hold in one direction and you will climb over it automatically. Normally you would think to just jump over this, but actually it's not worth doing as Gourmand. It's probably better just to walk into it or just to roll over it like that. Because like just jumping over it, even though it seems like inconsequential, it does drain a decent amount of stamina just to jump over something like that. So just get used to that kind of thing. Always prioritize rolling over like any other movement. And then when you do run out of stamina, just crouch and don't move at all, and you will recover it instantly. Well, not instantly, like in 2 seconds. Think you could beat 2nd place considering it's over 3 hours? Definitely. Do not be afraid to stop before you get tired, you will recover faster. I think that is not correct. I think that is definitely wrong, because I've tested it with the stamina display. You actually recover stamina very slowly unless you are tired, which kind of doesn't make sense. But once you get tired, you suddenly recover stamina very quickly. So it's actually sometimes worth it to... Wrote that wrong. What? I'm not understanding this. Because the thing that I sometimes do, if I want to do some movement that I know will require a lot of stamina, or if I'm about to like fight a creature or something, then I like to actually do a bunch of jumps to run out of stamina, so that I can, you know, when I'm in the tired state, I know that I'll be able to recover stamina faster. If you're not tired, it takes like a decent amount of time to recover all the way. But I just recommend using the stamina display mod to get a sense for how it works, and you can kind of just get used to it from there. Oh, hold up. Hold up. What? Is this unique to this character? I think I've tried this before as like Survivor, but it didn't feel like it was possible. RD tech? Hello, welcome to the stream. I just discovered something. I guess what I'm wondering is, can you just do this as Survivor? I feel like this is pretty significant. I mean, it'd be really hard to control if you want to go anywhere other than just like up a straight wall. Oh yeah. Should I grab a neuron? I guess like while I'm here. Probably exclusive to this character, yeah, because their movement is so jank. Okay, I guess I just go for one. So yeah, okay, I guess I'm like no longer speedrunning at all. Going out of my way to get a neuron, but I think that was... I mean, I don't know if anyone else has done this. Actually, I know someone else has definitely done this, but it'd be really hard to do an actual speedrun similar to the way Survivor does it. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go straight for the depths. Oh? Okay. Wrong stream. I guess that explains. Not even able to make it to the top of this room with a backflip. That's just barely possible. Not a riveted speedrun stream. I only did this because I didn't want to just do a bunch of riveted speedruns back to back. It's taken so long. Actually, no. This just plays normally. I thought that this was just a normal dream. I've spent so long in the speedrun that I got to that. Yeah, I just don't like to do the same stream idea like several times in a row. Even if I am just doing practice for a speedrun, I still like to mix it up. So like for one stream, I'll do practice with no creatures, and I'll do practice with creatures, and I'll do like full practice runs compared to like individual segments that I want to practice. Other streamers who focus specifically on speedrunning, they can just grind it out. Like each stream is just practice or just doing attempts over and over and over again. By the way, if you guys didn't know, which you probably don't, I actually discovered whiplashes on my own. It's like one of the few movement tech that I actually discovered instead of like learning from the movement document. And this was like a few years before I even got back into Rain World recently. Everyone discovered turn storage on their own. That's a strange thing to discover. I think that maybe... I mean, what else is there to discover? Maybe extended slides? How many people discovered extended slides just by messing around with movement? Yeah, let me do a slide, but throw backwards. Like throw boosting, you throw forward to get forward momentum for whatever reason. But for extended slides, you throw it backwards, which actually makes sense. I'm not gonna grab the echo. Actually, there's no reason to. Oh, as in like people accidentally do turn storage jumps. Right, that actually does happen kind of often. Like they'll accidentally get turn storage on a pole, and then like 10 seconds later they'll jump and they'll do a backflip, and it's like, why did I do a backflip there? Do I have something in my stomach? It's... So going down the wall would be significantly easier than going up. Obviously. Actually, I think the rest of this run should be pretty easy. Except for drainage system. If I decide to go there, that might be a problem. We'll see. And also the depths. I no longer have a weapon. I do have a weapon. Yeah, this is just Survivor campaign. I just got like deja vu, but I don't know what for. I'm so tiny, I didn't even like scroll the screen down. The wall was one of the first areas that I like routed out. So I was doing the challenge where you try to get from pebbles to the depths in a single cycle. And so the wall was the obvious place to try to optimize that. So I kind of learned like where you could fall down and like go into shelters and such. Or, because I'm thinking about going into this shelter. Like where you can grab poles to prevent fall damage. So I kind of learned a route through that. That challenge of trying to get from pebbles to the depths is kind of how I got into speedrunning in the first place. Because it was like a very obvious sign of improvement. Like if you try to do it and it rains in like drainage system, then it's like, oh no, wait, this is possible, right? I couldn't even make it to. Oh, that didn't help. Wait, that actually might have helped. Yeah, it did. Like if it rains in drainage system, it's like no way you can make it all the way to depths if only in drainage system it started raining, right? But then, you know, you learn some movement tech, you learn some more efficient routes through the regions, and, you know, maybe it rains in, like, the very beginning of filtration system. And then, you know, eventually you can make it with enough practice. It's, like, a very obvious sign that, you're making, like, progress with your movement. This might be, actually, no, this shouldn't be a problem at all. Unless a vulture shows up. That's funny. I've never used the whiplash to make that jump. I actually really like how whiplashes are good as this character. I didn't mean to pick up that rock. Because whiplashes are like a really interesting tech, but they're so useless. Oh, I hit the rock. Or I hit that block. In real life. Isn't whiplash like a movement tech in Ultra Kill? Is anyone here familiar with Ultra Kill? I think I saw like something in some comment section. It might have been on one of my own videos, but some people kind of got into an argument of like what whiplashing was. Because people were like, oh, it's. Someone was like, oh, that's an Ultra Kill reference. Someone was like, no, that's a tech from Rainbow. But then they were like, no, it's something from Ultra Kill. I know that. And I don't know. I don't know if you need the. That was still close. It might be possible with just a regular charge pounce plus throw boost. Okay, this character is so weak that even one spear is like not enough to do much to a lizard. Oh, that's the name of the grappling hook. Okay, so it is something. Makes enemies more fun when you don't like need to spear them once for them to become a non-threat. Except for blue lizards, they're still weak. So for the like second half of this run, oh, okay, they're running away still. I don't know if I should go through drainage system. I don't even know if it's possible. Do I have enough food? No. Okay, now I do. You are annoying. That spear like barely did anything to that lizard. So it's a Reddit? Okay, so we're discovering something new. I don't think there should be any like major problems that can't be solved with just like wall spearing. Also, I'd like to ask, how do you get a electric spear in this campaign? Oh, Pipeyard. I didn't even think of the Pipeyard. But still pretending that this is a speedrun, I would take drainage system, because that's the normal route. Oh, and scab triggers. Oh, probably the uncharged ones, right? And then you like stab a centipede. %1 chance in a treasury. Oh, hello, pole plant. I'm just gonna wait for this lizard. Actually, you know what? I might grab one. Because there's one in industrial. Down here. Oh, this looks fun. Luckily, they're still very good at swimming. Wow. Although I feel like using an electric spear is like the stranger option compared to using like whiplashes and turn storage and stuff. Okay. So out of all these spears, like 10 spears, there's a 1% chance. So like a 10% chance every time you enter that room. Okay, I can try this for a little bit. That's the wrong pipe. I don't want your pup drowning on your back. I think about that sometimes. On the rare occasion that I carry slug pups, I wonder, like, if I go through drainage system, am I gonna make them drown? But luckily they thought about that. Oh, here's an actual drain. Small spiders. Oh, the like coelescipedes. Like, considering how easily they can take out lantern mice, I imagine that it's similar for slug pups. By the way, this room has a geometry dash icon in the background. It treats you like a player in this game. Okay, so it's the same. It's the same thing as a player, but if you're like regular survivor and you have a slug pup, then they are like weaker to philosophies. I actually want to be in here, dude. Okay, this might be a mistake. I don't think there's a spear in here. Oh, nice dodge. Oh, really? The whiplash made me drop the spear? Okay, well, I'm probably not going to check that more. Because I have to just keep, like, farming food and sheltering repeatedly. Wow, that's possible. That's kind of a hard jump to make as Survivor. Are you going to be a problem? No. Thank you. Increase pup spawn rate and shaded. Yeah, they also spawn in Rubicon. Or they would spawn. It's like set so that they have a 100% spawn rate, but it's just that Slugpups don't spawn in Saints campaign. At least I think that's how it works. Oh, giant use karma flowers. Yeah, that makes sense too. Whatever. Two random Slugpup corpses. That's unfortunate. That's tragic. So drainage system. I think I'm gonna take the shelter. Oh, noodle flies. I'll take the shelter right outside of drainage system, and if I want to, I will definitely take a different path. Probably up through Pipeyard. I don't like this guy. Oh, I'm surprised that second spear hit. It was like right in their face. So far, I mean, I've been going down mostly, so their low vertical jump has not really been a problem. And since their swimming speed seems like pretty much normal, I think that'll be a problem either. But there's a handful of areas where you have to like jump up some poles. That might be rough, but also, you know, you can just spear walls, so. Right. It's an egg bug. That's definitely not an egg bug. Where's through drainage? That used to be impossible, right? At least through the route that you use it to get to filtration, right? Like there's a pole that you couldn't reach, but they extended it, so now you can go backwards. Oh wow, that can happen. Really? That pole plant and that lizard share a den, so the moment the lizard shows up, they immediately get grabbed. Can't even make that jump. I think side pounds are definitely faster. But still, like, rolling seems like the best option out of everything. Ooh, this might be... Okay, actually, never mind. Actually, never mind too. Actually, no. A lot of never minds right now. This would be really easy with the spear. Or maybe... Whoops. Yeah. What region SCU? I didn't know that either. Well, as in, actually, I still don't know that. What region is it? No, I have not heard of that. 1K. The only reason I have as many subscribers as I do is because of those 2 videos that I made that did really well. If I really cared about that, I would make more videos. But I don't really have any good ideas. Because I never really intended to make those kinds of videos, those like kind of short clips. They're not really clips, but, you know, fairly short videos of just gameplay. But also the kind of videos that I would want to make would take significantly more effort. And so I haven't done it. I feel like I'm actually easier to control as a Slugpup compared to Survivor. Also, I should definitely have a spear instead of a rock. There's a spear down there, but I don't know how I'll be able to get out of that pit if I fall down. Oh dear. Does that make it easier? Oh, I was like trying to grab the pole at that point. Okay. That's like surprisingly difficult. Oh. Okay. See, there's just random little jumps here and there or something are like kind of challenging. So like one of them might randomly be a lot more difficult than I think it is. Okay, luckily there's a spear down there, which might be useful later. Rolling is like by far the fastest way to move. Other than maybe like extended slides and such. Okay, we wall jump again here. I hate when that happens. Smooth camera scroll. Okay, I kind of agree. Oh dear. It's the main reason I don't use the mod myself. I just not really a fan of the way it looks. And I know that's going to be the case for some other people too, right? If you enjoy the game more with the camera scroll mod, that's cool. But also, there's going to be people who don't like it and who are not going to watch your videos if you do use it, because it's like, oh, this looks weird, you know? This doesn't look like Rain World that I'm used to. There are situations where the camera not scrolling fast enough kind of messes you up. Oh, food. Oh, more wall jumps. Yeah, not nearly as much though. Like, there are times where the camera transitions can get you killed, and you know it's fair to complain about that. But also, you can kind of get used to like watching out for things on screen transitions, like listening for lizards. If you hear lizards, be careful around the screen transition. You can check the map always for if there's something just off screen. But I think the static camera is better both for platforming, just being able to make it easier to line up your jumps with a environment that doesn't change, but also for just kind of the feel of the game. I think it helps with, because you aren't really the focus, right? You are just another creature in the ecosystem. So why should the camera be following Gourmand specifically, you know? With that mod, you're always the very center of the screen, but normally, you know, you're just kind of part of the environment, just the same as every other creature. So it kind of also fits, it like works in that way. But yeah, it is hard to get used to. And I'm sure that if you play, you know, if you always play with that mod and you just get used to it, then it's like not really a problem. But also, yeah, the way the room looks changes a lot, you know. And not just because of the weird parallax, which is something that some people bring up, like, oh, the mod messes with the background scrolling. But I don't think that's as big of a deal. The problem is that every room you kind of like learn the way that it looks, right? You get used to the way that rooms look, like screen by screen, right? And when the camera is like constantly moving around with that mod enabled, then you no longer have that, right? This is where I died to mole lizards. Just be very quiet. See, that lizard was off screen, but I could check. I mean, first of all, I could hear that they were there, and then I could check the map. If I went just down, or if I just went down immediately, then I would have died to them. A group of scavs at the top of the wall. Yeah, that's still annoying. I mean, I think that's mostly a problem with scavengers. Something that other games do is they make it so that enemies that are off screen don't target the player. Which makes sense, because it feels unfair if something that you can't even see is attacking you. But Rain World never does that. You know? Rain World doesn't do things that give the player an advantage. So they could make it so that scavengers never target the player when you're off screen, which would make the game feel better because you wouldn't get sniped from something that you can't see. It's not about terrain. I don't know why they're running around. But, you know, you can also hit them from off screen. It's just a little unfair that you can't see them first. Slug senses make it fair, but then you have to stop and like check the map every time you want to see where the scavengers are. And it's gonna mess us up with your aim. Suddenly it's kind of lagging. Okay, we made it to the depths. This might still be difficult. I don't know. There's only like one room I can think of right now that would be a problem. Okay, I think I might need to take a different approach here. Do I have any more spears? I think I might need spears for this. Okay, it's time to backtrack across the entire depth for one spear. Don't really know where to use it though, because actually no. Wait, could I have done this the whole time? Let me try this with the rock first, so I don't waste the spear. I accidentally threw the spear instead and it just worked, and that seems like an obvious solution. So it's nice that I accidentally did that, I guess. Oh no, more wall jumping. Okay, not that bad. Like the slopes at the top of these blocks actually make it impossible to do whiplash. The only chance I have to actually I could do something else. Maybe. Yeah, that works. I think that actually, you know, you would think that having more limited movement would make the game less enjoyable. But I'm finding this a lot of fun. Like, a lot of rooms are like suddenly challenges to see, like, can you find a clever way to get through this room? And making use of movement tech that usually isn't possible. Or that, not possible, but practical. Like, when are whiplashes actually useful? When do you need to use turn storage, you know? And suddenly with this character, you know, you do need to make use of those. You know, sometimes there may be a path that is just straight up impossible, and you need to find an alternative, you know? So that might make you explore regions that you don't usually, you know? Not regions, but like specific rooms. Okay, hold up, here's the next challenge. This looks a lot worse than... Well... Yeah, not that bad. I'm gonna try something else. I think it'd be funny if it worked. Okay, well, not all the way. When you have a character like Rivulet or Artificer, they have incredibly good movement, right? Which means that all of a sudden there's like no challenges, right? For Artificer, Like, there's no difficulty with moving around at all. The answer is always just double jump, right? Even in Metropolis, which has some rooms that are designed around the use of the double jump, it's still like pretty easy to move around. I wonder how I get up to that ledge. Maybe I should jump and then double jump. How to make it across this gap? Maybe I should use a double jump, you know? There's not many times where you like stop and think like, which poles do I climb? Which tunnels do I go through? Like, how do I make it up there? Do I need to use like, do I need like spear pinning? Do I need to maybe do like a roll pounce to make it across that, you know? Which is kind of why I'd like to see some modded campaign or modded regions that explore movement challenges, you know? I think there's been some like was it Aether Ridge? There's like some custom region that kind of known for some difficult movement. Like I kind of like to see that kind of thing. Like maybe something made for rivulets that actually makes you use the movement tech that they have, using their backflip and their slide pounce. The Jump King map, that was I think that took it a little bit too far. Where you had to like do some very precise movement tech very well, you know. I'm not saying that, you know, well, I mean, maps like that can exist, so that's not exactly what I'm asking for. Instead of something that requires the use of like all sorts of advanced tech and precise movement, that is also very like punishing if you mess up, right? Because in the Jump King map, you know, if you mess up, you'll fall and have to restart a lot of it. But most of Rain World doesn't really require you to use much movement, other than like charge bounces, maybe like sticking a spear into a wall you need to use in a few areas. Like there's only a handful of areas in maybe like Sky Islands where you need to use some more tech to make the jumps, but also there's the alternative of just the Squid Kata, right? So you just pick up the Squid Kata and all those jumps become easy and you don't need to do any tech, right? So it'd be cool if there's like a custom region where there was some expectation of slightly more advanced tech. Like maybe some jumps that require you to do like a roll pounce to make it across, or throw boosting. Or that weird tech where you like hug a wall and you can jump away from it twice. I'd like to see that. Would be useful. A region with shortcuts. So like a regular region, but there's little shortcuts that you can take if you know the movement tech. That'd be cool too. So, you know, this character, well, they're a Slugpup. They're not even like modded, because I think this is the same as the one that you play in like Artificer's Dreams. But they're basically a new character, right? They're actually like a lot of fun. Sometimes it can be a little bit annoying, like wall jumping in a 3-block wide room, you know. It takes a long time to do all those wall jumps, and some areas are just completely impossible without like some really jank tech. Like the turn storage on poles, or like sticking spears into specific walls. But it's still like fun to be able to use that kind of thing, and for it to actually be like almost necessary sometimes. Or maybe using a Squid Kata or a electric spear, you know, there's actually a lot of options. And I think this kind of thing is also like, actually I'm basically just saying that like for mod developers, if you're making a new character, making the character very fast and have all sorts of movement tricks, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean that that makes the character fun, right? Sometimes just having really good movement makes the character less fun to play, because suddenly movement is no longer a challenge, right? I think that a lot of mod developers think that automatically, like, oh, I'm making a modded character, I should make them really fast, and I should give them some sort of movement ability to make them fun to play, but that's not always necessary. And while I think that this character, or the Slugpup, was made more fun because of their limited movement, I think that it would have been a lot worse with like hunter spawns. You know, I'm not gonna swim through the entire Void Sea. I think I'm gonna end the stream soon. But, you know, I think that, you know, if I had a creature or played a character that was weak, but then they also had to deal with hunter spawns, that it would be a lot worse. It was kind of nice that some creatures in this run were actually like not aggressive. There were a handful of times where I could just like walk past a creature and just get by safely by being stealthy. Temperature and lack of food. Is that the fire slug cat? Incandescent, I believe they're called. Something like that. Yeah, actually, I should play that character. Thank you for reminding me. So, I'd like to ask a question. With this character, the Slugpup, or I guess just the pup, um, are there any other campaigns that would be interesting to try as this character that aren't like completely impossible or require a very specific route? You know, like Gourmand or Spearmaster. I think I've already done. Well, I've already found out that Rivulet is extremely difficult because of the short cycles mostly. But also, I kind of took the risky route of going through the gutter. Spearmaster. So doing Spearmaster as this character. I mean, I guess that'd actually make it slightly easier because you wouldn't have to carry the pearl with you, right? You could put it in your stomach. You'd be able to use the grapple worm for most of it, right? That'd make movement a lot better. Should I try that? Spearmaster as the Slugpup? And if I want to do that, is there any ban grapple worms? Is there like a very specific route that you have to take? Where like some specific path is like impossible and that would waste a lot of time trying? Because of course, if I'm thinking of playing a campaign, I'm thinking of taking the speedrun route, right? That's what I did just now, right? Going up to Pebbles through Chimney Canopy and the wall. And then going down to the depths through drainage system, right? So if I played Spearmaster, I would want to take the speedrun route, right? Where I go up the... Basically taking the same routes up to Pebbles and then going down through Pebbles to Underhang, across through Precipice to Moon, and then back through Precipice over to Sky Islands. Left half is impossible without a worm. So that's if you're banning the use of grapple worms, right? So what route did you take to do that, right? Did you go through like the lower parts of Moon's region? What is it called? The struts? Basically going from like shoreline to Moon instead of from Precipice to Moon. Through Shaded. Okay. Maybe I'll look into it a little bit to just see if it's possible. But I mean, that's kind of the fun of this. You know, running into some challenges that seem impossible, so you need to come up with some crazy way to do it. I'll think about it. But I have a few other ideas to get through before I play this character more. Precipice until Shoreline. Okay. So I'm sure that with a grapple worm, it'd actually be quite easy. Well, actually, I can understand why you'd want to ban the grapple worm, because then they're barely different than Survivor, right? Okay, well, that sounds interesting, though. Anyway, that was a fun challenge, though. So thanks, everyone, for watching. I have another fun stream planned for tomorrow. See ya.